These are my 2025 food trend predictions. I got last year's really right. You may have seen our series on food as a luxury commodity where I said that we were going to start seeing food being positioned more and more in the media, and it took over this year. And I made it into a whole series, which you guys have been following. So this is what I think for 2025. I think that we're going to start seeing more and more elevated poor food. So I think that like restaurateurs are going to take our like regular people just getting by meals and types of food and turn it into like culinary high dining food. So we've already sort of been seeing this. I mean, oxtail is a great example, but even like the rise of Chippy Boys. Also, Maddie Matheson, our like favorite restaurateur, has sort of started doing this with his new restaurant Bar Clams in Toronto, taking food that we used to get by and turning it into luxury and then pricing everybody out of the category. Like, come on. I also think we're going to start seeing a rise of stores using digital pricing. So instead of it having like the tag and it being, you know, printed out and then someone goes and changes them, I think that it's going to be digital so that they can change it to dynamic pricing, so that if it's super hot out, they can be like, oh, this is actually going to be in demand, water, popsicles, ice, whatever it is, and they're going to be able to raise the prices immediately, like as soon as it happens. And I think that they're going to be citing labor shortages, like maybe even tied to the whole Trump mass deportation thing, but they're actually going to just be using it to be able to change prices. Okay, we're also going to start seeing a rise in private member restaurants. So not your country clubs, not your like Soho houses, but literally restaurants will be member based, so that not only is food extraordinarily expensive, but now getting even to restaurants, like you can't even get a rezo at your fancy restaurants anymore because they're going to be going private. Butter sculptures. We have seen butter everywhere. Bread and butter has been everywhere. We've seen high fashion brands market with it. We've seen it on Christmas wish lists, but I think we're going to start moving into it being sculptures, much like our favorite food person, Wishbone Kitchen, did for her Thanksgiving. So I think that's going to be new for like hostessing, influencer events, or any like large event where they would have like tablescapes and decor. Like I think they're going to start having different butter sculptures, different molds for their different butters. So it's no longer just like, oh, luxury butter from France. It's like, how did you make it aesthetic? Lastly, Glam homesteading farms. You know how like they have like dude ranches, and like with the rise of ballerina farms, like I think that people want to go experience that life. I think that people are going to pay to go stay at things like a ballerina farms where they can pretend like that's their life for a week or whatever, and they're literally going to pay to farm. It's like glamping but for farmsteading, homesteading, and they'll be able to like do all of those things with people like a ballerina farms or a Nara Smith and like make all this stuff from scratch on their farm.